Next Gen Embedded Linux. Let's talk about end-to-end testing. So to get started, let's look at what we're doing with end-to-end testing. We're currently running this in GitHub. So let's open up the GitHub repo. And we'll look at actions. And then there's an E2E build. And what this does, it does a matrix build of ARM and x86, and then 3 different distros, Alpine, Debian, and Ubuntu. So that's 6 builds in total. And we do the build, we boot it up under QEMU, and then we make sure that SSH access works. So that tests networking, and SSH is very important to be able to log in quickly and do stuff. So we want to make sure SSH always stays working. These are currently scheduled to run every night. They're reasonably quick. The Alpine builds actually take the longest because we're building the kernel at 30 minutes, but the other ones are around 10 minutes. We drill into one of these, we can look at the build log. And again, this is what you would see if you did a CLI build. Okay, so let's go look at the actual GitHub action. Yeah, and inside we do a matrix with distro and arch and architecture. It's pretty standard. We go down through and build. We sync the modules, we build, verify the artifacts are generated. And then the last thing we do is the boot test. And here's where we run yo boot test, and then the development image. So let's take a quick look at how this looks at the console. So we can run yo distro. So normally when we run yo run, we just boot up into the image and we can log in. The boot test actually looks for the login prompt, and then once it sees that, it does SSH into the actual image. So here we see we reach the SSH or the login prompt, and now we're waiting to SSH in. And this sometimes takes a little bit on the Alpine because we use an RC init script to manage the network, and that takes a little bit. But yep, so this passed. So now let's do the same thing with Debian. Okay, same thing. We got to the login prompt, and we were able to SSH in to the device. And lastly, let's do Ubuntu. Okay, same thing. We got to the login prompt, SSH health test passed. So this gives us a pretty good assurance that all 3 distros are working across ARM and x86 architectures. And it's just part of the efforts to make sure things stay healthy as we develop. Let me know what you think. Thanks.